So neuropathy is something that's actually dangerous, especially as we get older, because what we BPC 157, and the great news is that that's one you don't actually have to do injectables with. So neuropathy is something that's actually dangerous, especially as we get older, because what we need to have is we need to have good nerve function going on within our feet and our hands, and especially like with our feet and our legs, because what happens is that we start to lose balance. We start to have that sense of where we're at in space. And as we start getting mobile and moving around, that's where we see problems, as they lose their feet and then we end up falling, and that causes problems. So I've got about several really good supplement suggestions to help you out with neuropathy, starting off with just some basic vitamins. A lot of times neuropathy can be based on having, low B vitamins, specifically B1, B6 and B12, mixed with folate. So that's one thing to take into consideration. You can even test a couple of those vitamins. Another one that helps out, and we see that some good results, is with some magnesium. Now that's just going to help relax smooth muscle. It's going to help, with our body, just any function that goes on, because magnesium is probably one of the most utilized minerals within inside of us. Another one that is really great is also going to be like your fish oils and your omegas. And the reason for that is that we basically have this sheath or this coating around all of our nerves, and most of that's supported by a phospholipid or a fatty layer, and all of the brain tissue as well has a huge fat component to it as well. So if we can add in those omegas and get the proper things there, that's just going to help support that and help regenerate nerves. Now, a whole nother classification where we're seeing some great success with is looking at peptides and bioregulators. So just with peptides, one of the main ones we really like to see use is going to be BPC 157. And the great news is that that's one you don't actually have to do injectables with. You can get a little bit better results if you do the injectable, but just taking the BPC in the pill form, that's going to help out, and that gets into our bodies and just helps calm inflammation all throughout. Another one is the bioregulators I kind of mentioned. Those are a little bit newer onto the scene. They've been around for a long time and were studied by some Russians, and they had a lot of good success with that. So they're basically smaller peptides for the most part, or smaller amino acid chains, and they are absorbable through the gut, and they get into our systems, and they have target tissues that they go to, because a lot of them are actually derived from specific tissues, whether it's from cartilage or from the liver or brain tissue. So what they do is they activate those different tissues and help them on their healing process. So I've given you some really good suggestions. Some of them you can get with us. Others, if you don't live locally or whichever, we can guide you in a direction, help find some of these things that can help you out. And that's also, definitely check with your doctor, see if that's something that is going to work for you and help you.